Hi investors, JJ here. Welcome back. Well, today we're going to have a look at what more of Peter Thiel is saying. This was at the Aspen Ideas Festival about a week or so ago. He's talking about Bitcoin. I've isolated everything that he said about Bitcoin. I've already done one video on this. He was talking about how he doesn't think the price is going to go up dramatically from here, but he had quite a lot of other things to say. So I found the clip and let's get into it. Let's see what Peter Thiel is saying.
I want to pivot the conversation again because another investment that you've made and been very public about is Bitcoin. And you have remained a very big bull. You have come out publicly and you said that enemy number one to Bitcoin is the sociopathic grandpa from Omaha that you described as Warren Buffett. Can you tell me what you were thinking when you said that?
That's probably just to get attention, wasn't it? Let's see what he says.
It got a lot of laughs, so somehow people it probably hit some kind of a nerve, but
definitely made headlines saying something like that, and he would know that.
It was it was in a 2022 Bitcoin convention talk I gave, and there were three separate enemies. There was Jamie Dimon, Larry
Fink, who's no longer an enemy, by the way.
Yeah, he's sort of.
So these big institutions, these big banking institutions, are the enemy. The establishment
shifted, but I can say the anti-Larry Fink things too. But and then there was Warren Buffett, and the rough context was my sort of political, sociological analysis was the cryptocurrencies it was a revolutionary youth movement, but for them to really take over, you needed it couldn't just be a student uprising like 1968. You needed to get the rest of the society on board. And
so he wanted to go mainstream. That's his thesis for Bitcoin and crypto, that it would go mainstream and sort of take over from the dollar, really, or that's kind of part of it. This decentralized currency of the people rather than centralized.
And as long as the old people were going to sit on their hands, that was the big blocker for cryptocurrencies to go to the next level. And
are you still convinced?
I think it's gotten partially unlocked with the Bitcoin ETF, but then probably the part where I'm less convinced of is this question of the sort of ideological founding vision of Bitcoin or these cryptocurrencies as sort of a cypherpunk, crypto-anarchist, libertarian, anti-centralized government thing. This is always.
He was pretty keen on for that to happen as an ideological thing, and that this goes way back. If you've read anything about Peter Thiel, way back from his student days, he was thinking about this. There's even recordings, I think, audiobook recordings of him talking about this way before Bitcoin actually existed, before cryptocurrency existed.
There's always, the line.
Isn't that what got you interested in the first place?
That's what I thought was terrific about it. And then the question is, does it really work that way, or has that thread somehow gotten lost? And so when people in the FBI tell me that they'd much rather have criminals use Bitcoin than $100 bills, it suggests that maybe it's not quite working the way it was supposed to.
Because it's trackable, possibly trackable if it's digital rather than cash. Cash is very hard to track.
Have you sold any of your Bitcoin?
I still hold some. There are all these ways I didn't buy as much as I should have, and I'm not sure it's gonna.
Stumbling over his words there about how much of it he owns and how much of he's sold.
Go up that dramatically from here.
From here?
Yeah.
So catch that again. He says it won't go up that dramatically from here. He doesn't think it's going to go up that dramatically from where it is now, which is definitely contrary to what a lot of people, a lot of Bitcoin investors or buyers think.
I think we got the ETF edition, and I don't know who else buys it quickly from here.
He doesn't know who else. Now the Bitcoin ETFs have come out. He talked about that who else is going to buy it after there's been this institutional buy-in this year, and he doesn't really think that many other people who is left to buy it. Why would the price go up a lot? That's his basic thesis behind that. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments what you think about that.
Some interesting investment advice. That actually surprised me, because I don't think I've heard you. I thought you were still all in.
I still have a small position. It probably still can go up some, but it's going to be a volatile, bumpy ride. And I had a dual reason. One was this sort of
It has been a volatile, bumpy ride, so that's no different. It's been a roller coaster ride with bubbles and busts along the way.
Ideological, decentralized future of computing world that I really do believe in, really believe would be better. And it seemed like the perfect vehicle for that for such a long time. And I am just much less convinced of that. And so
Interesting.
So maybe Larry Fink with the BlackRock ETF surrendered to the forces, the anti-ESG forces, or maybe it's more like Bitcoin's been co-opted by them, and I worry it was more the latter.
Okay, so he thinks that it's been co-opted by the establishment, basically, but I mean, it's a little bit contradictory, because he says that it needs to, society needs buy-in from mainstream society. So how's that going to happen without these institutions getting involved? And they have got involved in the ETF. So perhaps a little bit of a contradiction there. What do you think? Let me know about that. But he's definitely says less convinced. He's obviously sold quite a lot. Doesn't think it's going to go up dramatically from here. Interesting, because he's been such a big proponent of Bitcoin, even talking about it at his conferences, and insulting this old guard of Warren Buffett and Larry Fink and Jamie Dimon from the investment banks.
Okay, different question. SpaceX. That's enough.
Okay, they're moving on to SpaceX now. So what do you think? I'm going to put a link on the screen to what YouTube thinks that you should watch next. So go and see that now if you want to. I also put a subscriber link there. Do subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of content in the future. There will be more of this kind of thing. And do like this video if you did like it, so the algorithm can pick it up and find this channel. Thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next one.